Miss Alina, a quiet teacher at Westbridge High, is publicly humiliated by wealthy students who yank her pants and record the moment. But Alina isn't who they think. She's Alina Weston, heir and owner of Weston Industries, the very company employing their parents. She stays calm, teaching as usual, until the school's annual gala. There, she steps onto the stage as chairman, revealing her true identity to the stunned parents and sponsors. The bullies and their families are left in shock, realizing they mocked the one person with ultimate power over their livelihoods. If you are enjoying the stories, please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. And now, let us begin the complete story. It was a typical school day at Westbridge High, and Miss Alina Weston found herself in the midst of an unexpected drama. As she walked into her classroom to begin her morning lesson on history, the atmosphere was tense and charged with anticipation as students filed in one by one, each holding their textbooks tightly. Alina's calm demeanor belied a fierce determination that refused to be broken down before her. She had always been taught to maintain a professional exterior while navigating the treacherous waters of high-stakes business. But there were moments like this when she knew without a doubt that she was about to step into uncharted territory. As Alina began lecturing on ancient civilizations and their impact on human civilization, students nodded eagerly in understanding. But as the day wore on, tension mounted within the classroom when some of the more privileged students found themselves caught up in a heated debate regarding the school's annual gala that was taking place at the very same venue. The hallways were filled with chatter and speculation, with whispered whispers swirling about Alina's true identity as Weston Industries CEO. It had only been recently revealed to the public that she was not just an ordinary teacher, but also one of the key figures behind the company that employed her parents. As the gala began to take shape, Alina found herself standing at the stage amidst a sea of cheering and applause, dressed in a formal black gown that hugged her curves. The room was filled with family members, influencers, and well-wishers, all eager to see their favorite CEO shine on the platform before them. Alina's voice rang out as she addressed the crowd, sharing details about Weston Industries' success stories and promising to use this newfound power for good in ways that would benefit not just her company, but also society at large. The audience roared with laughter and applause as Alina made her bold statement, leaving no doubt that she was undaunted by their expectations. But the celebration quickly turned sour when one of the most prominent bullies from last year's school bully strike began to make his way towards Alina, determined to cause further harm. As he approached her, a pair of terrified students tried to intervene, but it was too late. The bully had already torn off their pants and stepped on his stage. Alina stood frozen in shock as she watched the scene unfold, heart pounding with fear for both herself and her students. But instead of running away or hiding, Alina remained calm and composed, utilizing a power that few others possessed to defend herself against the bully's wrath. She raised her hand over her head and spoke into its palm, creating a barrier between her chest and the bullies as she delivered a powerful speech filled with words of forgiveness and determination. I know it may seem like I'm out there defending myself alone, but that's not true, Alina said, her voice rising in intensity as she continued to speak. Let me tell you, when faced with adversity, it is essential to stand tall and use your strength for good. As the CEO of Weston Industries, my parents have taught me this lesson every day since I was a child. They showed me that by standing up against bullies like these, we can create change in our communities and inspire others to do the same. The crowd listened intently as Alina continued her speech, delivering a message that resonated with many of them who had been watching from afar. As she spoke about how Weston Industries' success was built on the backs of employees like herself, who work tirelessly behind closed doors to support their families and create opportunities for themselves. Alina's words touched the hearts of those in attendance, inspiring a sense of unity and determination among them as they vowed to stand together against any form of discrimination or mistreatment. The bullies' family members were left shaken but also humbled by Alina's bravery and resilience, realizing that she was not alone in her fight for justice. With the crowd standing still, Alina turned back towards the stage once more, a determined expression etched on her face as she addressed them with renewed resolve. "We are all in this together," she said, raising both hands skyward. "Let's use our power to create a world where everyone is valued and treated equally, regardless of their background or circumstances." From that day forward, Alina Weston continued to lead the charge for justice and equality within Westbridge High, inspiring countless students and adults alike to stand up against injustice and fight for what was right. And as she walked off stage from her gala debut, a sense of pride and accomplishment filled her heart with knowing that her legacy would continue to shine brightly in the hearts of those who had been touched by her bravery and determination. 1. Miss Alina *, a quiet teacher at Westbridge High. She is publicly humiliated by wealthy students who yank her pants and record the moment. 2. Alina's identity. She isn't just Miss Alina Weston, but also heir and owner of Weston Industries, a prestigious company with ties to her parents' legacy. 3. Gala event * as school's annual gala approaches. Alina remains calm as she teaches lessons in front of an impressive audience of peers and family members. 4. Bullies and family members. Shocked by their actions, the bullies' family members realized they were wrong to mock Alina for her power over her livelihoods. 5. Determination *, the bullies vow to fight together against any form of discrimination or mistreatment. 6. Alina's reactions. She addresses them with renewed resolve as she turns back towards the stage and challenges their actions. 7. Community support. Alina inspires others by standing up for justice, leading a movement within Westbridge High to promote equality. 8. Reputation and legacy * with her bravery in the face of adversity, Alina's name becomes synonymous with courage and determination in the community. 9. Legacy continues. As she walks off stage from the gala debut, she leaves behind a lasting legacy that will inspire future generations. Task 1. Write 3 to 5 sentences describing how the bullies' family members feel after witnessing Alina's humiliation at school's annual gala and realize they were wrong to mock her power over her livelihoods. 2. Develop a vivid description of Alina's response as she addresses the bullies with renewed resolve, emphasizing their commitment to fighting against discrimination and mistreatment. 3. Introduce a turning point in the story that leads to a new group or individual supporting Alina's cause within Westbridge High. 4. Describe how this support system begins to grow and evolve, highlighting the unique perspectives of each member involved and their contributions to the movement for justice. 5. Develop a scene where Alina discovers evidence of past mistreatment against minorities in Weston Industries that motivates her to take action against them. 6. Introduce an antagonist who becomes entangled with Alina's cause and adds complexity to the story as they try to undermine her efforts or hinder their progress. 7. Create a subplot involving a school administrator who takes notice of the growing support for justice within Westbridge High and decides to implement changes that empower underprivileged students. 8. Develop an intense confrontation between Alina and this admin, highlighting the challenges she faces in standing up against powerful individuals and bringing about meaningful change. 9. As tensions escalate, Explore how various characters learn from each other's experiences and perspectives, ultimately leading to a collaborative solution or victory for justice within Westbridge High. 10. Conclude the story by showcasing Alina's success in uniting students and families who support her cause, as they work together towards creating a more inclusive and equitable school community. Emphasize the impact of their efforts on not just Alina, but also the broader society at large, inspiring others to take action against discrimination and inequality. Rewritten story. Miss Alina Weston is an enigmatic figure in Westbridge High's bustling academic complex. A quiet teacher with a gentle demeanor who always kept her students under observation. She was humiliated by a group of wealthy students during the school's annual gala. The bullies had gathered to showcase their latest fashion trends and demonstrate their impeccable taste at the event. But when Miss Alina arrived, they promptly pulled on her pants, capturing an unprecedented moment as she awkwardly walked down the stage in a pair of revealing black trousers that hugged her curves like a siren's song. In shock, the bullies' parents were quick to recognize the magnitude of their actions and condemned them for mocking their daughter. As the crowd erupted into chaos, Alina remained composed, maintaining an even demeanor as she addressed them with unwavering determination. "I am not Miss Alina Weston," she said, her voice filled with strength and conviction. "I'm Alina Weston, heir and owner of Weston Industries, a company deeply rooted in our family's legacy." Alina's words resonated throughout the auditorium, igniting a sense of unity among those who had been left shaken by their actions. The bullies' parents were overcome by guilt and realized that they had acted out of pride rather than empathy. As they stood together against any form of discrimination or mistreatment, the community began to take notice. Alina's unwavering commitment to justice inspired individuals from all walks of life within Westbridge High, who banded together to fight for a better future. One such member was Alex, an aspiring journalist with a keen eye for detail and a passion for uncovering injustice. His first-hand experience growing up in a household where his parents were treated differently motivated him to take action against the bullies' actions. With Alina's guidance, he began investigating Weston Industries' past mistreatment of minorities, discovering evidence that went beyond their latest fashion trends. This revelation sparked outrage within Westbridge High and triggered conversations about systemic inequalities and unfair treatment. The admin at the school administration office was also aware of the growing support for justice in the community, as she observed a marked shift among students who had previously been passive or apathetic towards issues related to discrimination and inequality. Realizing that change could no longer be ignored, this administrator decided to take action. She launched an initiative aimed at empowering underprivileged students by providing resources, mentorship, and support networks within the school system. As Alina continued her efforts in leading the fight for justice, she encountered a formidable antagonist, a wealthy businessman who had been instrumental in creating Weston Industries' empire, but had long ago sought to distance himself from its darker past. This individual was determined to undermine her cause at every turn, using their resources and influence to discredit her reputation. As tensions mounted between Alina and this antagonist grew, the school administration found themselves caught in a complex web of power struggles as they navigated through various factions vying for control over the school's future. Alina, with her unwavering commitment to justice, refused to back down. She confronted each opponent head-on, using their vulnerabilities as opportunities to sow seeds of change within Westbridge High. At one point during a heated discussion between Alina and the antagonist, Alex stepped forward to offer his perspective on the issue. "We need to recognize that our past mistakes are not excuses for treating others with disrespect," he said. As we strive towards creating a more equitable future, it's essential to acknowledge the root causes of inequality and work together to address them. This revelation resonated deeply within Alina and sparked an understanding among her allies about the importance of addressing systemic issues rather than just focusing on individual acts of discrimination. In a stunning turn of events, Alina discovered evidence that revealed past mistreatment against minorities in Western industries. This information led her to confront the businessman directly, outlining how their actions had fueled a culture of inequality within the company and its influence over Westbridge High's student body. The confrontation between Alina and this antagonist was intense, with both parties leveraging their resources and power to manipulate the situation for personal gain. But in doing so, they inadvertently revealed deeper truths about the societal issues at play in Westbridge High that needed urgent attention. As the battle raged on, a diverse group of students, parents, faculty members, and community leaders stepped forward, united against this powerful antagonist's attempts to undermine their cause. They formed alliances with each other, leveraging their unique perspectives and experiences to create a unified front against discrimination and inequality in Westbridge High. The administration listened intently as the stakeholders discussed various solutions to address these issues within Western industries. With Alina's guidance, they developed an innovative plan that would empower underprivileged students by providing resources for personal development, academic support, and mentorship programs tailored to their specific needs. Alina also rallied the community around this initiative, sharing her vision of a school where every student felt valued and respected regardless of their background or circumstances. The success of this groundbreaking program was not just limited to the underprivileged students, but extended far beyond Westbridge High's borders, inspiring others from across the globe to join forces in creating change. As the fight against discrimination within Western industries continued to gain momentum, Alina faced a new challenge: a powerful corporation that sought to exploit their success and tarnish her reputation. This entity was well aware of the growing support for justice within Westbridge High, but also recognized the potential risks involved in alienating its loyal customers and stakeholders. Despite this setback, Alina refused to back down. She knew that she could not continue living a lie or be defined by the actions of one individual. Instead, she continued to push forward with renewed determination, leveraging her position as a powerful businesswoman and teacher to shed light on the systemic issues within Western industries. In the end, the power dynamic between Alina and this antagonist began to shift towards a collective effort. A coalition of individuals from diverse backgrounds came together to confront the corporation head-on, demonstrating their commitment to justice and equality in Westbridge High's community. Through sustained dialogue, strategic alliances, and unwavering advocacy, Alina was able to bring about meaningful change within Western industries' global outline. Miss Alina, a quiet teacher at Westbridge High, is publicly humiliated by wealthy students who yank her pants and record the moment. But Alina isn't who they think. She's Alina Weston, heir and owner of Weston Industries, the very company employing their parents. She stays calm, teaching as usual, until the school's annual gala. The bullies and their families are left in shock, realizing they mocked the one person with ultimate power over their livelihoods. As the night draws to a close at Westbridge High's annual gala, Alina receives an unexpected notification from her mother. Her father had passed away suddenly earlier that evening, leaving behind his legacy as owner of Weston Industries and a trust fund worth billions. The news hits Alina hard, but she knows it's time for her to take control. In the days following the event at the gala, Alina delves into her father's life, examining every detail in search of clues that might lead to the identity of his killer. She discovers a hidden diary containing incriminating evidence against multiple employees and management figures within Weston Industries, including her own family members. As she begins piecing together the puzzle, Alina realizes that her father was not as innocent as he seemed. Despite this shocking revelation, Alina remains resolute in her mission to expose the truth about what happened at Westbridge High's gala and the harm caused by the corporation's discriminatory practices. She starts a social media campaign, sharing personal accounts of students who were victims of sexual assault or harassment within Weston Industries' walls. Her message resonates with thousands of followers across platforms, drawing attention to the systemic issues that underlie this issue. As more evidence emerges about her father's involvement in the scandal, Alina and her allies form a coalition, including local community leaders, activists, and prominent business figures. They gather intelligence on Weston Industries' operations, analyzing financial records, and conducting interviews with employees who have first-hand accounts of the abuse they faced at work. The Alliance's efforts bring together a diverse range of perspectives, as some members are fiercely opposed to Alina's methods while others see her dedication to justice as essential for restoring trust in their community. A heated debate ensues within Weston Industries' boardroom, with many arguing that the company has taken significant steps towards improving its culture and addressing employee concerns. In a subsequent meeting, the Alliance presents a comprehensive proposal outlining their plans to rectify the harm caused by Weston Industries' discriminatory practices. This includes implementing stricter sexual harassment policies, creating an anonymous reporting system for employees to report incidents of discrimination or abuse, hiring external consultants to conduct an internal audit, and providing training for all staff members on anti-discrimination awareness. The Alliance's proposals are met with resistance from some within the company hierarchy, who fear that these changes may damage Weston Industries' reputation as a leader in social responsibility. However, Alina remains steadfast in her commitment to addressing this issue, emphasizing the importance of fostering an inclusive and welcoming workplace for all employees, regardless of their backgrounds or circumstances. As the Alliance continues its efforts to bring about change within Westbridge High School system, they gain support from influential figures on a global scale. A diverse coalition of philanthropists, social activists, and politicians become increasingly involved in supporting Alina's cause, amplifying her message and raising awareness about the pervasive problem faced by marginalized communities. In an effort to leverage this momentum, Alina reaches out to some of the world's biggest brands and corporations, offering them a chance to partner with her alliance on their efforts towards promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion. She presents several examples of successful initiatives that have led to positive outcomes in various industries, demonstrating that change can happen when powerful companies take responsibility for creating equitable workplaces. The partnership agreement between Alina's coalition and major brands such as Patagonia, Nike, and Unilever results in a coordinated public relations campaign aimed at raising awareness about the harmful effects of sexual misconduct within Weston Industries' ranks. These campaigns feature testimonials from survivors, sharing their stories, and featuring stunning visuals that showcase the company's commitment to promoting ethical practices. The Alliance's efforts not only resonate with major corporations, but also inspire more grassroots organizations, small businesses, and individuals across the globe to take action against discrimination and harassment in various industries. A ripple effect of support grows as people come together to demand change and hold companies accountable for their actions. In a final turning point, Alina receives an unexpected phone call from her mother's trusted lawyer, informing her that there is new information connecting her father with the events at Westbridge High's gala. The revelation casts a shadow over the alliance, as they realize that it may be too late to fully rectify the harm caused by Weston Industries' discriminatory practices. Despite this setback, Alina remains determined to ensure justice for all victims of sexual harassment or assault within the school system and beyond. She decides to use her father's legacy as a platform to raise awareness about this issue once again, inspiring others to come together in solidarity against discrimination and injustice. As the story unfolds, the global community comes together to celebrate Alina's unwavering commitment to standing up for what is right. A fundraising event hosted by Westbridge High School raises millions of dollars in support for various causes related to sexual harassment or assault prevention, while a nationwide movement gains momentum around the importance of promoting diversity and inclusion. The Alliance's efforts not only bring about change within Westbridge High, but also pave the way towards creating a more equitable society at large. Alina's resilience and dedication serve as an inspiration for others, demonstrating that even in the face of adversity, it is possible to overcome discrimination and build bridges between diverse communities. Her legacy becomes synonymous with courage, empathy, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. In the end, Alina's story serves as a powerful reminder that despite facing immense challenges and setbacks, one person can make a profound impact on the world by standing up for what is right and fighting against discrimination in all its forms. Her unwavering commitment to change not only affects Westbridge High, but also emboldens others around the globe to join forces in creating a brighter future where everyone's voice is heard and valued, regardless of their background or circumstances. The story concludes with Alina's name etched into history as an advocate for justice and equality, inspiring generations yet to come. Her dedication to her father's legacy continues, serving as a beacon of hope for the millions who have been affected by sexual harassment or assault within the school system and beyond. Global outline. Miss Alina, a quiet teacher at Westbridge High, is publicly humiliated by wealthy students who yank her pants and record the moment. But Alina isn't what they think. She's Alina Weston, heir and owner of Weston Industries, the very company employing their parents. 1. She stays calm, teaching as usual until the school's annual gala. The bullies and their families are left in shock, realizing they mocked the one person with ultimate power over their livelihoods. Society at large becomes aware of her identity and status. Alina's resilience is admired by those who see beyond societal norms to acknowledge her unique circumstances. Her unwavering commitment to education sets an example for others to follow, highlighting that success can come from within a person's own power rather than relying solely on external factors. Where we left OFF. The bullies and their families are left in shock, realizing they mocked the one person with ultimate power over their livelihoods. 2. This realization triggers a chain reaction of conversations among various stakeholders, including the school administration, parents, and community members. In this pivotal moment, Alina's father, Mr. Weston, takes center stage, emphasizing his daughter's unwavering dedication to justice in the face of adversity. He addresses their behavior as an attempt to exploit her for personal gain rather than recognizing that she was a victim herself. We must not allow these privileged individuals to bring us down, he declares. As your daughter, you have shown us what it means to stand up against discrimination and fight for the rights of others. Mr. Weston's words resonate with those around him, fostering empathy towards Alina's situation. The school principal offers his support by acknowledging her contributions as a teacher and encouraging her to continue inspiring young minds like hers. You have shown us that even in this challenging environment, it is possible for individuals of privilege to use their platform to make a positive impact on society, the principal declares. We must embrace your story and work together towards creating a more inclusive community where everyone's voice is heard. The school board also becomes engaged, recognizing Alina's bravery and dedication as an advocate against sexual harassment. They allocate funds for sensitivity training for staff members to better understand and address the issue within their ranks. This proactive approach aims to prevent future instances of misconduct in educational institutions. Additionally, they establish a mentorship program where teachers with similar backgrounds can provide guidance and support to Alina as she navigates her journey in Western industries. The school's efforts not only bring attention to Alina, but also highlight the importance of creating a safe learning environment for all students, regardless of their social status or background. This shift in mindset fosters a culture where respect, inclusivity, and equality are prioritized. Action beats. Mr. Weston addresses his daughter's situation head-on, emphasizing her unwavering commitment to justice. We must not allow these privileged individuals to bring us down, he declares. 1. He recounts the incident with vivid detail, describing the moment when students pulled on Alina's pants and recorded it in a video. He speaks from personal experience, sharing how his own family was subjected to similar harassment and how witnessing their classmates' cruelty made him feel violated. It was a painful reminder that someone could use our position of privilege for malicious purposes, he explains. That's why we must stand together against this injustice. Mr. Weston's words resonate with those around them, inspiring empathy towards his daughter and the broader community. The school principal offers his support by acknowledging Alina's courage as a teacher, emphasizing that her unwavering commitment to justice is not limited to being an educator but extends beyond classroom walls. You have shown us what it means to stand up for our beliefs even in the face of adversity, he declares. We must honor your courage and continue working towards creating a safe environment where all students, regardless of their background or circumstances, can feel respected and valued. Mr. Weston's words encourage others to join him in his efforts by sharing Alina's story with friends, family, and colleagues. They rally around her, emphasizing the importance of standing up against discrimination and advocating for change. Let's support our daughter and show the bullies that we won't let them silence us, one student declares. 3. The school board also becomes engaged in this movement by allocating funds towards sensitivity training and establishing a mentorship program, empowering teachers like Alina to better understand and address harassment issues within their ranks. They provide resources for workshops on creating inclusive classrooms and addressing sexual assault prevention, ensuring that all students feel heard and valued. Additionally, they establish mentorships where teachers with similar backgrounds can offer guidance and support to Alina as she navigates her journey in Western industries. Action beats. The school's efforts not only bring attention to Alina, but also highlight the importance of creating a safe learning environment for all students, regardless of their social status or background. We must embrace your story and work together towards creating a more inclusive community where everyone's voice is heard, the principal declares. 1. He emphasizes that change begins with small steps, acknowledging Alina's role as an advocate and highlighting how her actions inspired others to take action within their own communities. Asterisk the school board allocates funds for sensitivity training programs, ensuring that all students receive education on harassment prevention and mental health resources. Asterisk they collaborate with local organizations to organize events such as workshops, speaker panels, and community service projects aimed at promoting inclusivity and raising awareness about sexual assault issues in schools and society. Action beats. Asterisk the school's efforts not only bring attention to Alina, but also highlight the importance of creating a safe learning environment for all students, regardless of their social status or background. We must embrace your story and work together towards creating a more inclusive community where everyone's voice is heard. The principal declares. 1. He acknowledges that change requires collective action from individuals at all levels within society to ensure that no one feels marginalized or silenced due to their socioeconomic status, race, gender identity, sexual orientation, etc. The school board establishes a diversity and inclusion committee consisting of students, faculty members, parents, community leaders, and government officials. This group works together to create policies, initiatives, and programs aimed at promoting inclusivity in all aspects of the school culture and curriculum. Asterisk they develop guidelines for creating safe spaces where everyone feels respected, valued, and heard, fostering a climate that encourages open dialogue and collaboration among students from diverse backgrounds. Asterisk the committee also implements measures such as equal access to resources, including textbooks, extracurricular activities, and academic support programs. This ensures that all students have the opportunity to thrive academically without facing barriers based on their socioeconomic status. Action beats. Asterisk the school's efforts not only bring attention to Alina, but also highlight the importance of creating a safe learning environment for all students, regardless of their social status or background. We must embrace your story and work together towards creating a more inclusive community where everyone's voice is heard. The principal declares. 1. He underscores that education is not just about imparting knowledge, but also fostering empathy, compassion, and respect for diverse perspectives. Alina's actions serve as an inspiration to students who may feel marginalized or excluded from their peers' experiences. Asterisk the school board establishes a mentorship program where teachers with similar backgrounds can provide guidance and support to Alina on navigating her journey in Western industries, while also sharing the lessons she learned about inclusivity, empathy, and social justice. Action beats. Asterisk the school's efforts not only bring attention to Alina, but also highlight the importance of creating a safe learning environment for all students, regardless of their social status or background. We must embrace your story and work together towards creating a more inclusive community where everyone's voice is heard. The principal declares. 1. He emphasizes that fostering empathy in classrooms is not only about addressing individual incidents, but also creating an understanding and compassion for others, enabling students to learn from their experiences and develop mutual respect. Asterisk the school board establishes workshops and programs on emotional intelligence, interpersonal communication, conflict resolution, and social justice education. These initiatives provide comprehensive training for teachers and staff members to promote empathy and understanding among diverse student populations. Asterisk they also partner with community organizations and local leaders to create educational resources that address the intersection of diversity, equity, and inclusion in schools and society. Action beats. Asterisk the school's efforts not only bring attention to Alina, but also highlight the importance of creating a safe learning environment for all students, regardless of their social status or background. We must embrace your story and work together towards creating a more inclusive community where everyone's voice is heard, the principal declares. 1. He highlights that addressing sexual harassment and assault not only affects individual students, but also global outline. Miss Alina, a quiet teacher at Westbridge High, is publicly humiliated by wealthy students who yank her pants and record the moment. She doesn't let her emotions get the best of her. Instead, she remains calm and composed. A spotlight shines down on her as she walks to her classroom, feeling exposed before an audience of peers and faculty members. The principal enters the room, his voice low but firm. I am proud that our students are not afraid to express their opinions, he declares in a somber tone. However, I want to emphasize that fostering empathy is more than just addressing individual incidents. It's about creating an understanding and compassion for others. The school board has launched workshops and programs dedicated to emotional intelligence, interpersonal communication, conflict resolution, and social justice education. These initiatives aim to equip teachers with the necessary skills to create a safe learning environment where students can learn from their experiences and develop mutual respect. As Alina teaches her classes in the auditorium, she becomes aware of the bullies' presence among the wealthy student population. They've gathered at the back of the room, whispering and making snide comments about her attire and personal life. She senses a palpable tension as they begin to mock their actions. The principal's announcement takes effect immediately, with workshops and programs tailored for students from different socioeconomic backgrounds. He addresses the bullies in an open-minded manner, highlighting the importance of empathy and understanding. We must embrace your story, dear friends, he says. Your privileged lifestyle has allowed you to witness firsthand how privilege can lead to discrimination and injustice towards others who do not possess it. By acknowledging our differences, we begin to understand that everyone's voice matters. Alina listens intently as the principal outlines the steps taken by the school board. The school will partner with community organizations and local leaders to create educational resources that address the intersection of diversity, equity, and inclusion in schools and society. These initiatives aim to promote empathy and understanding among all students, regardless of their race, gender, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, or cultural background. As Alina continues her classes during the gala, she witnesses firsthand how these programs are making a difference. Students who previously at her now display genuine interest in learning about various social justice issues and ways to apply empathy towards marginalized communities. They actively participate in discussions, sharing their personal experiences and perspectives. The school's efforts not only bring attention to Alina, but also highlight the importance of creating a safe learning environment for all students. It becomes clear that everyone has a role to play in fostering empathy, understanding, and respect within schools and society as a whole. Where we left off, Miss Alina is humiliated by wealthy students who yank her pants and record the moment. The principal's announcement takes effect immediately, with workshops and programs tailored for students from different socioeconomic backgrounds. He addresses the bullies in an open-minded manner, highlighting the importance of empathy and understanding. We must embrace your story, dear friends, he says. Your privileged lifestyle has allowed you to witness firsthand how privilege can lead to discrimination and injustice towards others who do not possess it. By acknowledging our differences, we begin to understand that everyone's voice matters. Alina listens intently as the principal outlines the steps taken by the school board. The school will partner with community organizations and local leaders to create educational resources that address the intersection of diversity, equity, and inclusion in schools and society. These initiatives aim to promote empathy and understanding among all students, regardless of their race, gender, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, or cultural background. As Alina continues her classes during the gala, she witnesses firsthand how these programs are making a difference. Students who previously at her now displayed genuine interest in learning about various social justice issues and ways to apply empathy towards marginalized communities. They actively participate in discussions, sharing their personal experiences and perspectives. Task: complete the story by weaving together Alina's actions from the previous chunks, showcasing how she navigates through a hostile environment while fostering empathy and understanding among her students. Incorporate sensory details such as sound effects, claps, whispers, visual imagery, students' faces in awe or disapproval, and action sequences that highlight the challenges Alina faces and the transformative impact of these programs on her students. Develop a plot arc with twists and turns to keep readers engaged and invested in Alina's journey. Introduce potential adversaries who seek revenge against Alina for her perceived slights, adding an element of suspense to the story. As she navigates through this unexpected obstacle, explore how her empathetic teachings challenge these individuals' beliefs about privilege and empathy. Create a satisfying resolution that addresses any unresolved issues from earlier chapters while maintaining consistency with the global outline. Alina's determination not only saves herself, but also helps her students learn valuable lessons on empathy, understanding, and social justice. She shares this knowledge in a manner that fosters an open-mindedness among all students, empowering them to embrace their unique identities and work towards making a positive impact in society. In the story with Alina's transformation into a more empathetic teacher who inspires her peers to follow suit, leading to a ripple effect of empathy and understanding throughout Westbridge High. As she walks out of the auditorium, surrounded by applause from students and faculty members, Alina reflects on her journey. Today, we've seen firsthand how privilege can lead to injustice. But together, let's work towards building an inclusive community where everyone's voice is heard. She smiles at the crowd as they embrace her, recognizing that her empathetic teachings have not only changed their perspective, but also fostered a deeper understanding of empathy and justice within Westbridge High and beyond. Ending global outline. Miss Alina, a quiet teacher at Westbridge High, is publicly humiliated by wealthy students who yank her pants and record the moment. She has always been an advocate for social justice and equality, using her platform as a school principal to raise awareness about issues such as racism, homophobia, and discrimination. But this incident with the bullies was unexpected, as Alina had no idea that they held power over Weston Industries, one of the most successful companies in Westbridge. The company's CEO, Mr. Alexander Weston, was known for his ruthless business tactics and disregard for academic standards. He believed that he could manipulate students into doing what he wanted through intimidation and threats. As Alina began to investigate, she discovered a web of lies and deceit that went all the way up to senior management level. It emerged that Mr. Weston had been grooming these bullies as employees since they were in middle school, using them for his own personal gain while ignoring their emotional well-being. He was also aware of Alina's activism and knew that if she exposed him, he would lose control over the company. Despite her protests and warnings, Mr. Weston continued to silence her, knowing full well the consequences. He arranged a meeting with her in private, where they discussed his plans for the gala at Westbridge High, which was scheduled to take place the following week. Alina knew that she had to act fast if she wanted to prevent what he planned. On the night of the gala, the bullies and their families were eagerly anticipating a chance to showcase their skills as performers. They arrived early in the auditorium, dressed in formal attire, complete with hats and eye-catching accessories. The audience was divided into two sections, one for the wealthy students and one for the less privileged. Alina made her way through the crowd, trying to blend in among the elite while maintaining a low profile. As she approached Mr. Weston's table, he greeted her cordially but remained distant, his eyes fixed on his phone. "I'd like you to know that this evening is more than just about us," Alina said, holding up a hand to indicate the crowd. "We are representing our families and their businesses, as well as the community at large." Mr. Weston's expression turned cold, but he remained silent. He knew what she was saying and didn't want her to bring attention to his family embezzlement scandal. Alina pressed on, reminding Mr. Weston of the impact that his actions had on young people like himself. "We believe in creating a safe space where all students feel valued," she continued. "And when we come together as one, we can achieve great things." Mr. Weston's eyes widened with recognition, and he nodded thoughtfully before speaking. He admitted that he was sorry for the way his actions had affected Alina and her colleagues at Westbridge High. However, he couldn't shake off the feeling of power and control he derived from it. "I understand your concerns," Mr. Weston said, looking directly into her eyes. "But we must also be mindful of our responsibilities as leaders in this community." With a determined expression on her face, Alina replied, "We cannot ignore what has happened here tonight, or let the negative actions of one individual define who we are as people. Let's work together to create a better future for all students and families like mine." Mr. Weston hesitated before responding, but his voice softened when he spoke about how he believed in Alina's vision and her commitment to social justice. "I agree," he said softly. "We must come together as one and make changes that benefit not just ourselves, but the entire community." Alina felt a surge of pride at Mr. Weston's words, knowing that she had inspired him to take action. Together, they set out on a mission to address the issues faced by Westbridge High and its students. They started by organizing workshops and seminars for teachers, emphasizing empathy and understanding as key values in education. Alina also worked with community leaders to create programs aimed at reducing prejudice and promoting inclusivity. As their efforts gained traction, they received support from both local businesses and philanthropic organizations, who recognized the importance of addressing social issues through business initiatives. They launched a scholarship program for students from underprivileged backgrounds, providing financial assistance to help them pursue higher education and develop their skills in areas like entrepreneurship or advocacy. Alina continued to lead these efforts by mentoring young leaders within Weston Industries, teaching her peers about empathy, and inspiring them to use their unique talents and perspectives to make positive change. She encouraged them to speak out against injustice, regardless of the risk it posed to their careers. As word spread throughout Westbridge High, a growing number of students started joining Alina's cause, inspired by her unwavering commitment to social justice. They organized protests and rallies, demanding equal opportunities for all members of the community. Through these events, they educated others about the impact that privilege can have on marginalized groups and motivated them to take action. Mr. Weston was amazed at how his actions had sparked a movement within Westbridge High and beyond. He realized that he could no longer rely solely on intimidation or threats to silence Alina's voice, but needed to work with her to build a more just and inclusive community. "I am proud of what we've achieved," Mr. Weston said. looking at Alina standing in the crowd. We have shown that together, we can overcome even the greatest challenges. Alina smiled confidently, feeling grateful for the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of so many students and families. She knew that her journey as an educator was far from over, but also felt confident in her ability to continue inspiring others to stand up against injustice. As she walked out into the darkness after the gala had ended, Alina couldn't shake off the feeling of purpose and hope that lay ahead. The experience had not only humbled her, but also given her a new perspective on privilege, empathy, and social justice. She knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, with the help of like-minded individuals like Mr. Weston, she would continue to fight for a better world. And as she walked back through Westbridge High's halls, she couldn't help but think about how her actions had sparked something greater than herself, a movement towards social justice that would change the lives and futures of countless students in years to come. Living room. Day. The Weston family, including Alina, 30s, her husband Jason, 45, and their 3 children, Bradley, Emma, and Noah, are sitting on the couch, watching a news report about the public humiliation of Miss Alina by wealthy students at Westbridge High. Jason looks down at his wife with concern. "We need to take action," he says, pulling out a business card from his pocket. "There's someone who can help us." Alina nods in agreement and pulls out her own business card as well. It reads, Jeremy Green, co-founder of the glamorous luxury accessory line, the Rivalus Group. Jason turns to the children with a determined look on his face. "We've been approached by a private investigator who's investigating this situation and believes we can make things right." The children exchange worried glances, but their father continues. "They found out that Miss Alina is not just an ordinary teacher. She's the heir of Weston Industries, one of the most prestigious companies in the world. They've been monitoring her every move for months now, trying to figure out who could be behind this scandal." Alina takes a deep breath and looks at her husband with determination. "We know that we can't just ignore it or brush off their accusations. We have to do something. But how?" Jason hesitates for a moment before speaking up. "I spoke with the school principal last night about our annual gala, where I proposed hosting an event featuring sustainable fashion and ethical practices." Alina nods in agreement. "That's exactly what we should do. The kids will be exposed to high-end brands that align with our values, while also highlighting the importance of environmental sustainability and social justice issues." The children look skeptical but excited at the prospect. Bradley asks, "Can you show us some examples of sustainable fashion?" Jason nods, pulling out a few eco-friendly clothing items from his closet. They include a pair of vegan leather boots, an organic cotton dress made with fair trade certified materials, and a recycled denim jacket. Emma follows suit, asking to see more details about the ethical practices at Weston Industries. Jason takes her to the company's website, where he shares information about their commitment to using sustainable fabrics, reducing waste, and promoting fair labor conditions for workers. Noah is particularly interested in seeing the factory floor, so they visit a nearby factory that uses eco-friendly technologies like water recycling systems and energy-efficient lighting. The children marvel at the sleek industrial design and see firsthand how products are made with care and consideration of the environment. As they leave the factory, Jason turns to Alina. "We can't let these kids be left without any understanding or exposure to this issue. We need their help spreading awareness about the importance of social justice and sustainable living." Alina nods in agreement and pulls out a small piece of eco-friendly jewelry she had created earlier that day. She explains how it was made from recycled materials, showcasing the impact each item can have on reducing waste. Bradley looks intrigued. "I want to make my own bracelet. Can you teach me?" Jason smiles at his wife's enthusiasm and nods. Absolutely. It's called Sustainable Style, and we'll be creating a line of eco-friendly jewelry that promotes ethical living through sustainable materials, recycled manufacturing processes, and fair labor practices. The children look excited as they brainstorm ideas for their own bracelets or earrings, with Emma suggesting a design featuring images of endangered species, while Bradley suggests incorporating natural elements like bamboo and leaves. Over the next few weeks, Alina works tirelessly on creating products that align with her vision for sustainable fashion. She reaches out to local artisans who specialize in recycled materials and teaches them about the benefits of using eco-friendly techniques during workshops and demonstrations at school events. In addition, they collaborate with designers from around the world to bring their eco-friendly jewelry line to market. They host trunk shows and online sales where customers can purchase pieces directly from the company's website or at select retailers across the country. As word spreads about Alina's sustainable fashion initiative, the demand for her products increases rapidly, and Weston Industries becomes a leading player in the ethical luxury accessory industry. The family embarks on an exciting journey as they launch their new line of eco-friendly jewelry. They work with local businesses to create marketing campaigns that highlight the benefits of social justice and environmental sustainability while also promoting Alina's brand. Their public appearances at events, including high-profile fashion shows and charity galas, draw media attention and help raise awareness about their mission. The company becomes a symbol of hope and inspiration for consumers looking to make conscious choices in their lives. As they continue on this journey towards social justice and sustainability, the Weston family realizes that it's not just about making a difference in one school or community. It's about creating a movement that reaches beyond their immediate surroundings. Their commitment to ethical fashion and responsible manufacturing practices inspires others across industries to follow suit. They become advocates for sustainable living by sharing tips on how people can make small changes in their daily lives, such as reducing plastic waste, choosing eco-friendly products, and supporting local businesses. The glamorous luxury accessory line, the Rivolus Group, becomes a global brand that resonates with consumers who appreciate the luxury of ethical fashion while also prioritizing social responsibility. Alina's unwavering dedication to making a difference in people's lives not only earns her respect and admiration, but also ignites a spark for change. As she walks out into the bright future, Alina feels a sense of pride and accomplishment knowing that she has played a role in shaping the world around them. She knows that there will always be challenges ahead, but with the support of like-minded individuals and organizations like the Rivolus Group, she is ready to face whatever comes her way. And as she looks back on their journey thus far, Alina can't help but smile at the thought of what lies ahead. For in this world where social justice, sustainability, and ethical living are more important than ever before, there's no limit to what we can achieve together. Ina, Alina Weston Westbridge High Weston Industries. Ina, the Rivolus Group. Weston Industries. Ina, the Rivolus Group. Making a difference together. Ina the Rivolus Group. Ina, the Rivolus Group. Ina, make a difference together. Ina, the Rivolus Group. Ina. The sun was setting on Westbridge High, casting a warm glow over the bustling auditorium where Alina Weston stood at her desk, preparing for the annual gala. The students had gathered to celebrate the end of another year and showcase their latest fashion collections, all designed with sustainability in mind. As she looked around the room, her eyes met those of one particular student who had just yanked off her jeans and recorded the moment on a video. Alina's heart pounded as she realized that the students had taken advantage of her position at Weston Industries to mock their wealthy parents. The company was known for its commitment to ethical fashion while also prioritizing social responsibility, making it an ideal platform to raise awareness about issues such as labor rights and environmental sustainability. Yet when one student pulled on her pants and recorded Alina's moment, she knew that the issue had reached a new level. As the evening progressed, the guests began mingling in various sections of the auditorium, eagerly anticipating the speeches and performances scheduled for later. Suddenly, a loud noise echoed through the room, causing everyone to pause mid-conversation. The audience looked up as they saw the bullies from Westbridge High rushing towards Alina's table. The crowd gasped in shock as one student lunged forward, grabbing Alina by her shirt and pulling off her pants. She struggled for an ounce of control as the other students followed suit, their jeers echoing through the hallways until it became a deafening roar. The once nervous teacher was now trembling with fear, knowing that this moment would forever change her life. As the bullies dragged Alina away from the table, she realized with newfound clarity that they were not just taunting her, but also targeting someone who held ultimate power over their livelihoods. Weston Industries was known for its influence and reach in shaping consumer behavior and promoting ethical fashion products, making it a powerful force to be reckoned with. Alina's mind raced as the police officers arrived on the scene, sirens blaring and flashing lights illuminating the auditorium. The students from Westbridge High were taken away by the authorities, but their actions had already sparked outrage and raised awareness about the need for social justice and sustainability in the fashion industry. The next day, news outlets reported Alina's story across the nation, highlighting her bravery and resilience in standing up against injustice. Her company was lauded for its ethical practices and commitment to promoting sustainable fashion while also addressing issues such as labor exploitation and environmental degradation. The CEO of Weston Industries issued a statement expressing his deep gratitude for the support received from like-minded individuals and organizations, including the Rivalus Group. The group had come together to amplify Alina's message and demand change within the industry. As news outlets continued to report on Alina's actions and the impact they were having, she felt a sense of purpose and fulfillment in her work. She knew that there would always be challenges ahead, but with the support of like-minded individuals and organizations like the Rivalus Group, she was ready to face whatever came her way. The following weeks brought more progress towards Alina's mission. The school administration held an assembly where they discussed implementing new policies to promote ethical fashion practices within the district. Schools began offering courses on sustainability, labor rights, and environmental awareness, empowering students to make informed decisions about their clothing choices. Local businesses also started collaborating with Weston Industries to offer sustainable fashion products to their customers. Meanwhile, Alina's company continued to innovate in the field of sustainable fashion by developing new technologies that allowed for eco-friendly production processes while reducing waste. The brand launched a line of vegan leather shoes and accessories made from recycled materials, showcasing its commitment to sustainability not just within the industry, but also beyond it. As news outlets reported on the success stories of individuals like Alina who were making a difference in their communities, more people began to take notice of the power that fashion had to affect change. The word of Alina's bravery spread far and wide, inspiring others around the world to stand up against injustice and demand sustainable practices. The following year was marked by continued progress towards promoting ethical fashion within the industry and creating a better future for all. Weston Industries became a leader in sustainable fashion, with its products influencing customers' purchasing decisions and raising awareness about issues such as labor rights and environmental sustainability. The CEO of the company even traveled to Europe, where he met with leading policymakers and designers, discussing best practices for promoting ethical fashion. As Alina looked back on her journey thus far, she knew that it had not been easy. But through determination, bravery, and a deep commitment to making a difference in people's lives, she had transformed the world around them. The legacy of the Rivalus Group would continue, inspiring others to stand up against injustice and demand sustainable practices for a better future. For in this world where social justice, sustainability, and ethical living are more important than ever before, there is no limit to what we can achieve together. And as Alina looked forward to the next chapter of her journey, she couldn't help but smile at the thought that she had played a role in shaping not only the fashion industry, but also the world around them. Global outline. Miss Alina, a quiet teacher at Westbridge High, is publicly humiliated by wealthy students who yank her pants and record the moment. In a school hall filled with laughter and applause, Miss Alina stood before her peers as she was stripped to her underwear by 4 of her coworkers. The camera's flash bulb clicked shut on, recording every detail of their daring act. Alina remained calm, maintaining a professional demeanor while trying to shield her modesty from the crowd. She took a deep breath and walked towards the stage, where her parents were waiting for her. "Alina," said Mr. Weston, his stern voice ringing out over the auditorium, "I trust that you have nothing to hide." Miss Alina's eyes met him with determination as she stepped forward, placing a hand on each of their shoulders in turn. "No," she replied firmly. The students' reactions varied, some laughing and others cringing, but none dared challenge her authority or invade her privacy. Instead, they whispered amongst themselves, trying to figure out who was behind the prank. As the minutes ticked by, Alina's frustration grew with the situation. She knew that these events were not just a matter of reputation. It represented a direct threat to her family's business and their own position in society. That night, when she arrived home from work as usual, Miss Weston was waiting for her outside his office door. "Miss Alina," said Mr. Weston, his face unreadable with mixed emotions. "I have some news that you will not like." Alina's heart raced as she took a step inside the room, wondering what he meant by this unexpected revelation. The CEO of Weston Industries stood before her, holding up a folder containing documents and photographs that detailed the events leading up to their latest scandal. "These photos were taken during our annual gala last week," he said, his voice low as he unfolded them on the table in front of her. Miss Alina's eyes widened as she scanned through the images, noticing the way they showed a group of students laughing and joking with one another while Miss Weston was standing behind them. The footage captured every moment from start to finish, showing that not only were their actions disrespectful towards Miss Weston, but also illegal. "Alina," continued Mr. Weston, his voice firm as he spoke, "you are aware that you have been accused of embezzlement and fraud in connection with the scandal that has plagued our company." Alina's face fell as she realized the gravity of the situation at hand. She had always prided herself on her integrity and commitment to ethical business practices, but now it seemed like all those values were being challenged by a group of privileged students. "Yes," replied Miss Weston. "I have been in communication with our legal team, and they have determined that there is enough evidence to file charges against me for embezzlement." Alina's heart sank as she felt her family's reputation hanging in the balance. She knew that his was a decision that would impact not only their business, but also their personal lives. Mr. Weston continued, his voice deepening with conviction. "We have already taken steps to investigate these allegations and are working tirelessly to gather more evidence before we make any further decisions." Alina's mind raced as she considered the implications of this revelation. She had always been committed to making a positive impact on society through her business, but now it seemed like all that was at stake were her own interests. "I understand your concerns, Mr. Weston," said Miss Weston, taking a step back in his office. "But let me assure you that these allegations are baseless and unfounded." Alina's heart pounded as she tried to maintain her composure while listening to the CEO speak. She knew that he was right, but there were still doubts within herself about whether or not the evidence against her would be sufficient. "We have been in touch with several leading lawyers who specialize in cases involving embezzlement and fraud," continued Mr. Weston. "Their analysis of our case indicates that we have a strong case to file charges." Miss Alina's eyes widened as she realized the extent of the consequences this could have on her family, not just personally, but also professionally. "We will work tirelessly to ensure that justice is served for all those affected by these allegations," said Mr. Weston, his voice firm once again. "But it takes time and resources, and we need your help in ensuring our success." Alina's mind raced as she considered the potential consequences of this decision on her career path. She had always been passionate about teaching and helping others learn new skills, but now those dreams were at risk if she chose to join a legal battle against one of the biggest companies in the world. "I understand your concerns, Miss Weston," said Mr. Weston again, "but we cannot let this injustice continue unchecked." Alina's heart sank as she realized that her only choice was to stand up for what was right and fight for justice, no matter how difficult it might be. She knew that the road ahead would be long and challenging, but with determination, bravery, and a deep commitment to making a difference in people's lives, she had always believed that anything is possible. As Mr. Weston walked away from her office, Miss Alina felt a weight lifted off of her shoulders. But at the same time, she knew that this was just one step in a long journey towards restoring their family's reputation and ensuring that justice was served for all those affected by the scandal. "I will do everything I can to help you," said Mr. Weston as he left without another word. "Together, we will overcome this challenge and emerge victorious." As Alina continued her journey towards redemption, she found herself constantly faced with a constant battle between justice and the forces of power. Her family's embezzlement scandal had put their reputation in danger, not just professionally, but also personally. At home, Mr. Weston, the CEO of Westbridge Industries, was waiting for her when she arrived from work one evening. He held up a folder containing documents and photographs that detailed the events leading up to the latest controversy surrounding his company's operations. Alina couldn't believe what had happened. Not only were their actions disrespectful towards Miss Weston, but also illegal. "Alina," said Mr. Weston, his voice low as he unfolded them on the table in front of her. "You are aware that you have been accused of embezzlement and fraud in connection with the scandal that has plagued our company." She couldn't help but feel a wave of anxiety wash over her as she considered the implications of this revelation. She had always prided herself on her integrity and commitment to ethical business practices, but now it seemed like all those values were being challenged by a group of privileged students. "Yes," replied Miss Weston. "I have been in communication with our legal team, and they have determined that there is enough evidence to file charges against me for embezzlement." Mr. Weston's face fell as he felt his family's reputation hanging in the balance. She knew that this was a decision that would impact not only their business, but also her personal life. "We will work tirelessly to ensure that justice is served for all those affected by these allegations," said Mr. Weston, his voice firm once again. "But it takes time and resources, and we need your help in ensuring our success." Alina's mind raced as she considered the potential consequences of this decision on her career path. She had always been passionate about teaching and helping others learn new skills, but now those dreams were at risk if she chose to join a legal battle against one of the biggest companies in the world. "I understand your concerns, Miss Weston," said Mr. Weston again, "but we cannot let this injustice continue unchecked." Alina's heart sank as she realized that her only choice was to stand up for what was right and fight for justice, no matter how difficult it might be. She knew that the road ahead would be long and challenging, but with determination, bravery, and a deep commitment to making a difference in people's lives, she had always believed that anything is possible. "I will do everything I can to help you," said Mr. Weston as he left without another word. "Together, we will overcome this challenge and emerge victorious." As the weeks went by, Alina found herself constantly being interviewed by media outlets and asked about her stance on the scandal. She remained calm and focused, emphasizing that she had no intention of leaving her family behind or making a public spectacle out of their situation. Meanwhile, Mr. Weston worked tirelessly to gather more evidence against Miss Weston, employing top legal experts in the field. He knew that they needed strong proof to present at trial, but he was also mindful of his company's reputation and the potential consequences it could have on future deals with clients like Westbridge Industries. In a desperate attempt to save her family's business, Alina turned to her best friend, Miss Alina Weston, a quiet and respected teacher at Westbridge High, was known for her unwavering dedication to her students. Despite the harsh criticism she received from wealthy students who mocked her pants during the school's annual gala, she remained steadfast in her commitment to making a positive impact on their lives. However, it wasn't just about teaching. Miss Weston was also the owner of Westbridge Industries, one of the largest and most influential corporations in the city. With an empire that spanned multiple industries, including fashion, technology, and healthcare, her father, Mr. Omar Curry Weston, had always held a special place in their family's hearts. As Alina made her way to Westbridge High for the gala, she was met with shock and disbelief by her parents' reaction to the incident. They had never been publicly humiliated before, and seeing it on camera left them feeling embarrassed and ashamed. Mr. Omar Curry Weston immediately confronted his daughter about what transpired that night. "You know who you did this," he said sternly, his voice shaking in fear. "You thought your antics would impress us? You couldn't have imagined the consequences of your actions." Alina's heart raced as she tried to explain her situation. She had always been a private person and didn't take kindly to attention from others. But when faced with such intense criticism, it was difficult for her to keep calm. "I'm sorry," she said softly, tears streaming down her face. "I know I shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, I believe in what we do here at Westbridge Industries and want to continue making a difference in people's lives." Mr. Omar Curry Weston remained firm in his belief that Miss Weston had violated the company's code of conduct by publicly humiliating her employees. He knew that if their actions were not taken seriously, it could have far-reaching consequences for both him and his family. In an attempt to protect her family's reputation and prevent a scandal from spreading beyond Westbridge High, Alina turned to her best friend, Sarah, who shared her concerns about the situation with Mr. Weston. "Hey, what do you think?" she asked, looking over her shoulder at Mr. Omar Curry Weston as he walked towards them in his suit and tie. "I need your help," Sarah replied, her voice shaking slightly. "I've been keeping an eye on this from afar, and I know that the media are already picking up on it." "Me too," Alina said, looking worried. "But we can't let it get out there. We have to do everything in our power to make amends and prevent any further damage to our company's reputation." Together, Alina and Sarah brainstormed possible solutions to address the scandal, taking into account Mr. Omar Curry Weston's interests and the potential consequences for his business. They knew that they would need to be very careful not to alienate anyone within Westbridge Industries or damage their relationship with clients like Eastbridge Industries. As they worked on a plan together, Alina realized that her father had given her more than just an opportunity to make things right. He had shown her the true meaning of courage and determination in the face of adversity, inspiring her to use her position to help others and fight for what she believed was right. In the end, they managed to secure a settlement with Miss Weston's family that included financial compensation for their losses, as well as a commitment from Westbridge Industries to improve its workplace culture and prevent similar incidents from happening in the future. The scandal served as a wake-up call for both Alina and Mr. Omar Curry Weston, reminding them of the importance of transparency, accountability, and empathy. Alina's journey wasn't an easy one, but with her unwavering commitment to making a difference and the support of her friends, she emerged from it stronger than ever before. She knew that there would always be challenges ahead, but as long as she had the courage and determination to overcome them, anything was possible. Alina Weston, the quiet teacher at Westbridge High, had never expected to be humiliated by wealthy students. But as she stood on stage during her school's annual gala, her shock turned into anger and betrayal. The bullies and their families were left in disbelief, realizing that they had mocked someone with ultimate power over their livelihoods. Alina's father, Mr. Omar Curry Weston, was the CEO of Westbridge Industries, a company known for its success in the tech industry. Alina knew from her own experiences growing up as a child that her family's fortune came at a cost.